on 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. Today's Wednesday is a Wednesday edition of from State of the Nation on Truth FM for now straight up to 5 o'clock this evening. So we're right here. We're not the usual team, but howbeit, let's hope you have a great time with us. Give you all of the information for State of the Nation on 961. My name is Bill. Yes, the use of presenter somewhere around. Well, but along with Ansu Scalit. Ansu, good afternoon. Welcome, State of the Nation.
Good afternoon, O'Neill. Thanks again. People, good to be here on a State of the Nation. The what O'Neill said. Not your usual the voices, but these voices are not screens on this microphone. Yeah, so we are here for now straight up to 5 o'clock on your number one afternoon show. Yeah, where we will be sitting discussing national issue.
Yeah, so let's just give you the lineup. We have our talking point for now.
The good light. Okay. Eating a man is taking them for me life.
Oh, but you can pause or came on you anyway.
The station, the chicken power.
Up to 5 o'clock, especially looking at the former president return to the country, looking at the current Rigma Road at the Capitol building, and we've been informed that there are other meetings taking place. Yeah, beyond the scenes. So meetings are taking place beyond. Yeah, all the happenings at the Capitol building. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we do expect another section tomorrow. And what's going to happen for now?
What are you hearing in the air? Is the Speaker Kofa going to resign later on today or early tomorrow morning? There are lots of things fluttering all through the social media. Yes, and in this information, sometimes you don't take it lightly, right? But again, want to say good afternoon. We anticipate a luscious tour as the Bar Association goes for that convention. Within the convention, they will have the election in Nima County on the 30th election in Nima. So we hope to have him to come and talk about his candidates. Yes, so we hope to do so. Yes, but again, want to say good afternoon, state of the nation. Great. So let's welcome you all. Welcome you all to State of the Nation. Again, let's start out with our first talking point here on State of the Nation. We're not a usual presenter, but I hope you get. I'm getting Chris coming through. Let's see if we can have Chris coming through. Yet to see if we can get him coming through. You have to use it from that end. We yet to have Chris Salif coming through. But let me just say this out. And I want to say kudos to the Ministry of Transport. I mean, it's good to collect lawful revenue. That is very important. All right. You remember the police and the Ministry of Transport, both of them came up in the news on the social media for the wrong reason as to who to collect, who to inspect motor vehicles, and what no that is the Ministry of Transport, right?
Mm.
Today we are seeing it. It has not been settled yet. Transport is the one responsible for that. The police is just there to enforce. But now to fire service. Want to appeal to a fire service. Yes. If a vehicle, because we have noticed there are vehicles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who may have all of the car documents. You have the driving license, all these things are all okay. It shouldn't be because of fire extinguisher you park somebody. You know, nothing in our vehicle and traffic laws that says that it's good to have your extinguisher, right? But encourage the men to go and get one. I mean, let's do it.
Yes, especially after going all through that document, the
Mhm.
way you said O'Neill, knowing that the person have everything on tight, have the documents in full. All you need to do, encourage them, tell them that do not leave this thing out. The next time though, when you are coming to the traffic, make sure you have this with you. But not to pack it. That's what you said. It's not reading the traffic law. But encourage. It's good to as a state security, to always be there to guard people too. It's not just maybe about the arrest. Arrest is possible. We're gonna
Yeah.
arrest you. We're gonna pack the vehicle. No,
Mhm.
be there to the guard and through the process.
You know, Jericho jokingly said, Chris, when we joined Chris shortly, right? He jokingly said, how many of you know how to use a fire extinguisher? And almost all of the callers this morning are saying they don't even know how to use it. And that should be something very soon to fire service. But anyway, let's link up with Chris this morning. Chris, I said this morning,
The afternoon.
I used to the morning hours. Chris, are you getting me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear, except that I got some feedback. It's very wonderful on the show on State of the Nation. Oni, thanks so much for stepping in. And so your blue jacket is a customized jacket now for you. And I
Yeah.
think be back. It will be here on the show and make it nice and conversation. Let's make this correction. It is not actually it's Augustine too.
Augustine too. I said Aloysius
So
too. Okay, great.
yeah, Augustine too is the campaign manager for the welfare side for the presidency of the National Bar Association. And I just wanted to make that because at 3 o'clock I couldn't be there with you people physically or in person, but I'm somewhere that Oni is aware of.
Mhm.
Who knows that
Yeah, very well. Yeah, you somewhere that of course. I mean, you although you're not part of the majority of black, so I may not show your location for now, but I know you'll be on base very soon.
yes, hopefully we go to Twitter to talk to Magdalene covering the president. And until you take the lead in this discussion, and this also at 4 o'clock we go to US, to Akina Phillips. He's a expert in electricity. He tells me he got some to the problem. So You will rely on you. Sue and myself will give you support here as you run us through this. Hopefully, next week I'll be doing full blast.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much. Yes, Chris will get on base very soon. Yes, so it's actually Augustine to us, Aloysius to also we're anticipating a couple of minutes from now to sell his candidate. Yes, the by-election is just up in a couple of days' time. Yes, so campaign is open until the 28th of this month. Yes, but yes, Chris, how many minutes we hope to see you coming through?
Sorry?
How soon are we to see you on base? All
No, I'm hearing feedback. I don't know whether I should go my volume or you should do it for them.
I think you should look from your end. Yes, that feedback will definitely come from your end. Yeah, so let's talk small legislative politics. Well, there is this, the social media now plays a very key role in our day-to-day politics in our country. And there is this news flattering that some way, somehow, well, the speaker could say goodbye by early tomorrow morning. Let's hear from you.
Yes, I've been following this legislative impasse, especially with the House of Representatives, and I knew it would have come where we are today. As a matter of fact, shown strength um, with his position, but that doesn't survive legislatively. Unfortunately, he lost the majority, and they themselves know that everybody say the numbers. It is the number politics. And I don't have any problem with loyalty to him. But for me, if our the budget is in the hands of I represent a group of
Mhm.
people in an elected district. If I stay with this speaker, I'm not going to represent my people because the budget is. So I would be surprised if I see defection from one person to the other, those who are
Mhm.
because you have to be where you divided rather than to be out of the room where it's been energy we're not part of it. This time around, if I were any of those holding loyalty to Speaker Kofa, I mean with no people across represent my electoral district on that reason to represent my electoral. I think that's my position for me.
Mm. So we yet to see. Tomorrow is Thursday. It's another sitting date of I
In
think
fact,
the majority. Yeah, go ahead.
October is reporting that the road of McDonald that was been refiled. So it brings us to the point that I think the speaker will far away from the resignation
Okay.
other than we expect. So I think we far away from resignation. But if the majority gets the 49, obviously we don't have to wait for ahead with his promotion.
So there is a news that's actually filtering, and I mean some key political figures are all running with this, all on the social media. Yes, there are some who say yes, confirm this 100%. That the speaker, yes, from a reliable source or in-house source, that Bonati Kofa will resign. Then the next person opting to be speaker, he will definitely give his support to Representative Musa Hassan Bulletin for the speakership.
You want to come again? You can.
Yes. So, what is actually trending now on the social media, and with some close, reliable sources, have said that yes, the speaker will definitely
I'm
resign.
hearing.
Are
I'm
you
hearing
hearing me?
that the speaker side had a meeting and people are speculating that he might. I don't want speculation. I go strictly from where the news is taking place. It is reporting. want to resign, they can be filing a writ of McDermott, appealing the other side to work. So they're speculating that the guy and the fact puts most ability of this governor of Nimba County, this is our speculation, but they have no weight unless action, action that action is whether or not Speaker Kofa wants to go and move on. But for now, we far from what expect.
Okay. Yes. So until they have come out to a public, yet and still, all major blogs, reliable sources are still saying yes, there are ongoing meeting at Representative Ellen Arthur. Somewhere, somehow. These are news that are coming up, and at times there are some news that just come to the public and stands officially, Chris.
Yes, and Nigeria is currently witnessing what I refer to as open government. When you let our work together, we have misunderstanding. You send me an email and I reply you, you see it in the public. So I'm just trying to speculations are really completely. There are some percentages of tourism, so we just have to hold it. How the guys are going over. To be another day on because of course, the budget pages have to be flipped from one point to another. With the biggest visual fund as this on okay and really man, no one wants to discuss this budget forward at the country.
Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to the draft budget. Yes, the draft budget for fiscal year 2025 have been submitted to the majority bloc. You care to speak about that? This morning we had the Minister of Finance making a live radio appearance where he talked about beginning next year, civil servants will start down to receive down less than $150. Let's talk about the draft budget.
Okay, so this is Minister Gafwan's term as the Minister of Finance. He worked so hard to ensure that salary graduated from $15 to 110 and goes further. So if he said it is unfair for someone to make $100, he's just coming to fix things. He left behind fix already. Some people believe that it's form. Let's wait and see how he's going to do econometrics to see how these promises as he believed. One thing he said, and the Quran also, the Holy Quran said, when somebody works for you, don't let their sweat get dry. And if you listen to Quran, if you delayed your salary, that is maybe on let me put it that way. I'm being ridiculous because you're going to make provision for the month and salary, you're going into debt. The monies are lent to people, it comes with interest. So technically speaking, right now, your salary is equally how much delay. And I heard him so well. I remember I was under Madam President. The president blasted once upon a time, Dr. Jim said in the auditorium, today is the 20th of May. Why up to this time diplomatic pay. Then we're not talking about the tenure in the new month. She was representing the 27 to 28. So with the package presented on the radio by the New York Times, let's wait and see. And then which way we find it to see the to fruition.
Okay, so let us announce to the public two confirmation hearings currently taking place at the Liberian Senate. Senate Foreign Affairs Committee holds a confirmation hearing today for Ambassadors Louis Brown and Hassan Conte. Well, Louis Brown, ambassador designate for Liberia Permanent Mission in New York, where the confirmation is ongoing, and Dr. Hassan Conte, designated United States of America ambassador as well. So these two confirmation hearing are taking place at the Liberian Senate. Yes, just to inform our ongoing, our listening, those of you watching us online and listening on Vibe Radio. This is State of the Nation. It's just a little bit strange, I mean, or in the afternoon. Let us say in the morning, man, crazy.
So yeah, you keep saying morning, good afternoon, and you in
Yeah,
a job.
yeah.
But
Our,
next week we'll have more there to pay for the 2 days more. And thanks so much for I was actually patient not to stop over to get completed what I've been doing for the past week. So by the time Augustine comes in, so
Mhm.
I will take a leave to adjust my mind. Then you guys can take time. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you, Chris Koluba Safa Salif, with us this afternoon. And we also want to announce on State of the Nation the arrival of the former president George Weah today. I'm seeing lots of mixed reaction to on social media. What is the arrival? It's too late for Speaker Kofa. His presence in country was going to help save the day. Chris, you want to comment on that? The
On
arrival,
the former president.
yes, on the former president arrival. Well, is it late that he came coming to the country? Why the speaker have been pushed to this kind of way?
Well, as far as my knowledge, the president is enjoying his life, president. But I guess he's I listened to his interview and to tell the Tunisians that he still stands. But let's see how he accept that some of the suspensions or punishment imposed on some of the guys who ran on. I don't know whether he because if you ran on a coalition no more. I don't own you, so you can punish me for your legislative action. Let's work on the common and see how you going to absorb the shock that has been overwhelming the House of Representatives.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it, folks. You are listening to State of the Nation here on Truth FM on the midweek edition of the program. We are still waiting on our
And
guests
and and,
to
and just
join us.
and just in passing through,
Yeah.
I was part of listening to Louis Brown, Ambassador Louis Brown, ambassador designate at the permanent mission in New York. He said, "Well, this is President Boyka's own inclusiveness of government. There are a lot of questions. Well, he didn't support the president, but he
Mhm.
talks about." President Boyka inclusive in the government. I think justifying his confirmation. Chris, you want to talk about ambassador designate?
Yes, this is exactly the description he gave. I like it. Mind you, Dr. Brown was in the top pushing for to win. So if President Brown prefers to be ambassador, representative of the United Nations, then this is an inclusion. It's an inclusion of the other side. And I have no doubt on him because I know what he did. There are some I want to believe personal differences. The past administration he had a bit of court, but I don't want to be proud of a leader representing your country at the where international meet get things done.
Okay, yes, great. I'm seeing if I can link up since Augustine Tour is yet to arrive in studio. We yet to see him. It's better you come on. Let's hear you say a candidate. Close to 450 lawyers will be participating in the national by elections in that of Ganta Nima County. Yes, over the weekend, people will have to travel and go. I'm seeing if I can connect with Madeline all the way in Sierra Leone. She have traveled with His Excellency President Joseph Boykai in Freetown, Sierra Leone. I hope to have her coming through shortly if I can get her. Then we'll bring her on. Yet to see Augustine Toll. Uh, okay, I think I've said I'm getting signal that I guess it's around. So as soon as we get notification, we'll bring him through. Okay. Yes. So Madam is yet to wait, come true, but His Excellency President Boykai met with the President of Sierra Leone, His Excellency Judo Marabio. Yes, on today. We need some details.
And we got some information. I was the very first should be the president for Liberia for the past years now to visit that entire manner Royan
Mhm.
with President Boga visiting Sierra Leone and the interwatch, the resection for the for now the Guineans and the Sierra Leoneans and so that's say that the current ceremony happening there in Sierra Leone. That's been the relationship between Sierra Leone
Mhm.
and Liberia again.
As part of his full days working visit.
Exactly so.
Yes, the importance of the visit, I think, is very good. Strengthening ties between the two neighboring nations. Yes, as you know, part in Mana River is good.
Hmm.
Go and continue to strengthen our ties. Yes, I'm seeing Augustine too. Yes, we're getting on in a couple of minutes right here on State of the Nation. Yes, walking so energetically, strongly believe that his candidate is going to win this by-election. Look at this election of the National Bar Association. I love the Bar Association. Once you win, you go for one term. You don't go two terms. After you serve for 3 years, I mean, your 3 years, your term is over. And that's it. So we're gonna let you have a briefing. Chris is in studio. Let you have a brief out before you say you killing it well. You get it up.
Yes. So Councillor To will be Councillor Wilfred, who wants to be president of the National Association, and we think most of the time when TV elections are held, and any candidate who want, especially and you want to say what you think your policy will let you, we're open to different things for. And by the time Councillor plays on the screen, turn over to jumpstart this. But Councillor can rest assured that we will ask some hard as well usual as well on this platform.
Yes, the League of Amazing, they're laughing. He said, what kind of question you want to have? What question is question? Yes, I've seen you smiling in face. So what kind of question you haven't yet before? Wait. Yes, as soon as we get signal in there, we'll bring Councilor Augustine to
So,
and
O'Neill,
yeah.
while we're preparing to get a teaser of him and and Mr. Emmanuel, just check it out on the. It was a wonderful we were prepared to get him on.
Emmanuel Lomax,
Emmanuel Lomax and Cassie.
you mean from the former of the National ACA?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we'll definitely do so. I think Sangar now we're good to go. So we have copied of one of the candidates in the upcoming Liberia National Bar Association, the LMBA. the platform for the presidency of the Liberia National Bar Association. As campaign is open, so yes, we can read this as yes, vote. Yes, I'm correct. Yes, vote. Councillor G. Wilfred Afre Saye for president. Why? Why did you have him as president for the Bar Association for the next 3 years or so? So let's see who can link up with Councillor Augustine to right now to get going with this interview. Good afternoon. Welcome, Council. How you doing? Welcome to State of the Nation. Good afternoon, Councillor To. Good afternoon. Are you hearing us? Okay. So I think you got to do some adjustment in there. I think it's not getting us. So Grace Council is not getting us from in here until we can get us through.
I'm hearing you.
No,
I've
I mean,
not heard the councillor.
So I can hear.
okay. Yeah, so we're doing that necessary adjustment. For that, yes, the campaign period now is open. This is one of the most organized professional institution, the National Bar Association, we do have in Liberia. Is Augustine to Council hearing me now? Councilor to hearing me now?
Yeah, I think I can hear you.
Okay, great. So,
So,
yeah, there's
last
a
time
lot
I
of
can hear
feedback.
you. Why are you keeping great beard?
Most definitely. Council, good afternoon. State of the Nations, great to have you on.
Good afternoon, O'Neill. It's a pleasure that I'm in your beautiful studio this afternoon.
Yes, I'm hearing myself twice, and Council is hearing himself twice.
Yeah.
Yes, second, you have to set
Begin.
that thing up. You got to set it up well. Yes, because this is the first debut. Because we're gonna be holding on until everything is adjusted in there. We'll still get the
Yeah.
feedback. Yes, so we're gonna be holding on in the
I'm
meantime.
concerned about the council great beard. Is want to keep it long?
What?
Yes, I think we're good to go now. Yeah, Council, I think we're good to go. You getting me right?
I'm clear, O'Neill.
Wow.
Hello?
Council, you
Yes,
can hear me from there?
very loud and clear from my end, and you still struggling to hear me.
Yeah, I think the young man is trying to make some adjustment. Let's see what happens.
So, O'Neill, can we take music?
Yes, let's see if I can get this break. This is very necessary. State of the Nation, 961, the heart and soul of Liberia, Truth FM. Let's see if I can get this break. Let's get it off the stream. Let's get both of them off the stream. And we'll see you as we get this break. After this break, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
I just didn't know you get it. I just put it here. I Orange Money. Experience our quality financial services. Sending money from Orange Money to Orange Money that are free, including all the transactions you do on Orange Money. They're not taking 1 cent from there. That when you go withdraw your money, they will take 1%. I tell you right, say Orange Money now. So much enjoy it.
Orange Money. Man, people, your hello. That your Orange Money care, Amanda. I bring you good news from Orange Money. With your Orange Money account, you can pay your DSTV bill at any time from anywhere with no extra service charge. With Orange Money, the thing are free. All you need to do is dial *144*163# or better still, use the Orange Money app to make the thing easy because I know you now won't miss on that exciting TV show and that interesting for working. What do we? Nah. Orange Money.
I just didn't know you get it. I just put it here. Orange Money. Experience our quality financial services. Sending money from Orange Money to Orange Money that are free, including all the transactions you do on Orange Money. They're not taking 1 cent from there. That when you go withdraw your money, they will take 1%. I tell you right, say Orange Money now. So much enjoy it.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to State of the Nation. And of course, the break was just necessary. We'll see if we can go over to our guest. Council, you getting me loud and clear now? This is okay now, man. Great. Yes. It's great having in the studio Councilor J. Augustine Toll as our guest on the first segment of State of the Nation. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Yes, let's talk about the upcoming Liberia National Bar Association. Yes, science the Bar Association, in fact. Get held for election next week. Yeah, so as campaign open up, who is your candidate? Your candidate that you support so much? Councilor G. Welfu Alfred Sayer. You want to tell the public about him? Mhm. Wow. Yes, take over the bar, gave you a new vision, a new vision. Yes, why the president say he has served as Secretary General? Now probably Lieutenant Vice President, now the president. Why? Hmm. What different precedent you could make for the bar? I mean, like I said, this is one of the best professional institution we do have in our country. We speak of the bar association. What different precedent Councilor Saya can have for the bar association? Wow.
What do you see maybe missing at the justice system or justice system in Liberia that you think that consider say it is time for him to be elected or serve as president for the LNBA? I'm asking, what do you think locks in or lost in our justice system that you think this time is necessary that Councillor Alfred Sai be elected or be the next president for the LNBA?
Mhm.
Councillor Sayer want to see reform in the judiciary, in the legal system, to expedite trial procedures. Councillor Sayer want to advocate for the establishment of appellate courts. Maybe I need to elaborate on this one a little bit more.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, because it's important. You know, the way our legal system is, you have the Supreme Court, you have the specialized courts, you have the circuit courts, and you have the magisterial courts. Now, every case that leaves the circuit court or the specialized court goes directly to the Supreme Court. It brings pressure on the Supreme Court. It blotted the agenda of the Supreme Court. So what we want to do is, this is the discussion that we have been having as lawyers, legal practitioners, past justices of the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is going through what you refer to as reform. And in the reform process, we want to see the establishment of appellate courts. Those appellate courts, then every case will not leave from the circuit courts or from the specialized court and go straight to the Supreme Court. We want to reduce the workload at the Supreme Court. So the appellate courts will be established on the regional basis. Take, for example, you have one regional court in the southeast, one appellate court in the southeast that will take care of Sano, Ground Crew, Maryland, River G, and Grand Cheetah. You have another appellate court in Banga that will take care of Banga and Bong, Lofa, and Nimba. Then you have another one in the western part of Liberia that will take care of Bomi, Bapuru, and Grand Cape Mount. Then you have another one maybe in Kakata, Magibi County to take care of Riverside, Magibi, and Monserrado counties. Now, the way it is now, the way the system operates. Let's take, for example, you had a case in Ground Crew where I come from, an injectment case. That case was filed with the capital and the party really just said,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and the judge is so good that you are satisfied with what is the key difference of this is what we call statutory. Statutory is the way that you apply for at the level of the Supreme Court to review the ruling or conduct of the prior judge.
Okay.
Now, if I had, if I very left out, for example, and the judge made a ruling that I am not satisfied with, they have decided to bring that judge from statutory. And the individual the rule has not applied to have judges in the room. If I have reason to bring that judge to statutory,
Okay.
and the rule has not applied,
Mm-hmm.
myself told the group to
Okay.
so if you can't do it after the court, if you just have this kind of cases, you will not be from the capital that are all the way to you go to the appellate court, now we need to look at what
Okay.
that will reduce the docket of the Supreme Court. Now, some people can think of cases to the Supreme Court for years, and then there, and then there, and then there. So went low on the Supreme Court.
The workload of the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think the workload in the Supreme Court is that too much? The workload, the Supreme Court is overburdened with a lot of cases. Wow. Let's go to some legal advocacy. I mean, I'm going through your candidate profile here. I mean, education wise is okay, but in terms of how do your candidate plan to advocate for legal professionals and do and ensure that voices are heard at the national level? Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Mhm. Seniority. Well, what do you mean by that? Mhm, mhm. Okay, veteran. Regardless of our title, I mean, once you are still in the profession for the amount of year, I mean that title, yeah, you're a veteran journalist. Okay, so I refer to you as a professional lawyer. You're a professional lawyer, right? Senior lawyers. At what level do you refer to someone as a senior lawyer? Mhm. A senior lawyer. Okay. Is he the best candidate among the three? There are three. He made them three. Of the two candidates, or the two other candidates, is he the best choice for the Bar Association? Close to 400 plus of them making the decision. Mm. The other two candidates are also senior lawyers as well. They have not reached the level of Councillor Sayer, or maybe they have not served in position in the capacity. Mhm. One of them, huh? One of them, huh? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. They are all qualified to contest. Eh, They are going to throw your candidate in a serious debate, going to defeat the candidate in the debate. Meanwhile, yes, you'll have a debate. I mean, I mean, why did the rest of the Bar Social members should look the weight of Councillor Sai? I'm yet thinking I'm looking at the three candidates. Those who have voting rights are now taking beyond the table. Why Councillor Sai? Hmm. Okay. Mhm. Hmm. Okay. Every year. Okay. 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 Hmm. Okay. Well, how do you want your payment to go? Go to the bank or create an online platform? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. The cash flow. But if you go to the outgoing administration, if you call auditor there, I mean, the records will all be correct. Okay. Uh-huh. So technology wise, he's up to opting for that. Hmm. Since you're talking about some technology, yeah, in light of rapid technological advances, how do you believe your candidate, Councillor Sai, in the legal profession should adapt to changes such as a virtual law practice? Is that possible? Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Hmm.
I've been one person that the councillor told who always been fighting the by election. But this one year I'm seeing like your team, councillor side team, they are into it with their all, out for maybe changes, out for transformation. What does this election mean to you people?
Okay.
I said I've been one person been fighting the by election, and this one year is that you people are into it with everything. What type of maybe transformation changes are you ready pushing out to see at the LMBA?
In terms of transformation changes,
Transformation changes.
that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You want to, if you're candidate, what transformation your candidate will bring at the bar
At the
association?
bar association. Hmm.
Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Have that been happening before? You have record of that? Okay. Is that enough to make them go to vote your candidate? Those who have voting rights in the bar association. I mean, with what you're saying, is that fair enough or enough for a candidate to say, yeah, I think this man is the right man for the presidency? Okay.
What's the campaign message to your colleagues? The campaign message. Yeah.
Mhm.
What exactly are you telling them?
Give him the chance. Okay. Okay.
It's a young people. Uh,
Okay.
it's a young people given an opportunity. Those young lawyers, maybe they wish your president want to push you. Maybe they're not given the time. It's a young people given the opportunity. Those young lawyers, Anthony laws.
Okay. Mhm. Okay. Hmm. Mhm. Great. Let's move on to some policy focused question. Access to justice. I mean, I'm looking at your candidate. What initiative do you support? Your candidate support to improve access to justice for under-deserved population. Looking at what we have in Liberia, having the presidency of Council Sire. You want to talk about that? Mhm. Hmm. Hmm.
or the party to which something. But I believe that if someone just to do the start, to try in 1 year, that should be happening to everybody. That's it's a constitutional right. So why 5, 7 people within short period of time, and other people are elaborating in jail for years, for months, years to have fire? We need to reform the system. We need to work. We need to make it work for the nation. Access to justice is the pillar of this democracy. If people are not getting access to justice or are not afforded speedy justice, our democracy will be problem.
Yeah, I know some of his colleagues will be looking at integrity too, though. Councillor Toll, the integrity comes with.
Councillor Saye, to the best of my knowledge, has an impeccable character. An impeccable character in the practice of law. I've never envisaged, or I do not know, have any record whether Councillor Saye ever appeared before the Ethics and Grievance Committee of the Supreme Court or the Bar Association. It tells you that he has practiced law with integrity. Look, we the lawyers, we know ourselves. We know those who have integrity and we know those who do not have integrity. Councillor Saye has integrity that anybody can boast of, that any organization needs in their own leadership.
Wonderful, folks. So for those of you just joining us online, you can share the program this afternoon. State of the Nation live here on Truth 96.1. And today's Wednesday. We are looking at the Liberia National Bar Association election just around the corner. Indeed. And we have also Councillor Toll with us this afternoon on the program. Him come from the camera for Councillor G. With you, Alfred Sai Camp. There where he comes from. So we are discussing the National Bar Association election. If you want to have your say to participate on the program next afternoon, be live on Truth 96.1. For those of you following us on our Real TV page, is +231 776 9274 72 +231 triple 728 5961 +231 0 28 5961. Those of you monitoring us on radio, you can call us on 070 777 28 5961 0 28 5961. Are the numbers for you to call and be live on the program this afternoon. State of the Nation here on Truth 96.1. Maybe the other things we left Councillor Toll you want to talk about.
Yes. Look, I mentioned earlier that our profession is a profession of seniority. Councillor Saye will want to look at the establishment of the Senior Lawyers Advisory Council. You know,
the Senior Lawyers
Advisory Council.
Okay.
You know, the lawyers, we are the conscience of this society. We speak on national issues. So in our decision-making process, Councillor Saye will want to harness the wisdom of senior lawyers. So he wants to establish a Senior Lawyers Advisory Council. So if a critical national issue comes about, before the bar takes a decision or before the bar speaks, he will consult the Senior Lawyers Advisory Council, get their advice, get their guidance, and get their input for whatsoever will be the national issue.
And for the past time, you don't have that that advisory council maybe established among you guys. For the past, maybe leadership, they haven't established it yet.
Not at all. So then the advisory council, whatsoever advice, direction he gets from the Senior Lawyers Advisory Council, he brings it to the executive committee of the bar to discuss it and endorse it. After that, then the bar will make a position statement on any national issue. But the bar cannot be talking like ordinary civil society organization that talk. No, our talk must be done after consultation, analysis of the problem that affects us as a nation, as a people. Then the bar will make a statement. Because
Okay.
if the bar makes a statement, it's seen as a statement that coming from the conscience of the Liberian people.
Let's get to the line 0777 2859 610 For those of you try calling, you can now place in your call and be live on the program this afternoon. Yeah, on State of the Nation. Good afternoon, you're live. Let's say go ahead. Yes, sir.
This is Mr. E. Frederick Bay, Chairman of the Patriotic Consciousness Association, Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
I call to congratulate Councillor Toole. He's a comrade in the struggle. We come a long way. All of us branch out into different professions. In the legal profession, we went out with it. I've been referring for a long time. The election is around the corner. We are monitoring it keenly. But I think that the candidate is pushing the best candidate association that will elevate the bar position, that will bring the bar back to where it comes from the position of in the conscience of society, and making sure that the way he said, you don't just make bar association in our institution that just make statement on national issue and sit down. Before that statement is issued, there must have been something on the way to follow it up. So I let him congratulate him and show him that we are in conversation with a couple of people lawyers who are participating in that election. And we want to ensure that they will carry the power for Councillor Sai. Sai is a very straightforward person. We know you very well. We think that they are on the right track when it comes to reforming the judicial system of our country. Thank you.
You're welcome. 0777 285961. I the number for you to call 777 285961. Call and be live on State of the Nation this afternoon. We have a Councillor Toole. He comes from Team Sai.
Yes.
Yeah,
Team Sai. Yes.
We have
777 961.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Josiah B. Dewey, and I'm speaking from Ghana locally.
Grand Bassa, go ahead.
Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, Councillor Toole spoke very well. I think we've been following Councillor Toole when he was with the candidate just said it, you know. I think the candidate that he is supporting, I think, is the best candidate because Councillor Toole is a veteran, and I think all those who should follow the example of Councillor Toole. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Do we have a call from him?
285-961. Let's hear from you. You ask Council the hardcore questions, man. Not because it's not, yeah, because of a candidate. Some of the questions you have on the side, you say, like, I can feel your own. Let's be calls. Why are you holding yourself? Go ahead. Good afternoon. Great. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Moses Molova. I'm listening to the Council in studio. My question to him is, we got all of the lawyers after indirect countries. Like the county attorney, defense counsel, they're in the direct countries, they have no people. They have motorbikes from place to place, from town to town, to go after cases. What nation, what plan they have in the Middle East, and what plan they have for the people? Thank you.
Okay, that's a very brilliant question. Yeah.
Okay. You want me to talk to him?
Hold on, please. Just take out of the print.
Maybe Councillor won't forget. Oh,
yeah, you don't forget.
Don't get me there.
I can must rather compete. And then most rather lawyers there. Side there. People in Great G there are lawyers in Great G there, in Great Kids by in River G. I mean, just everywhere. You ask Council the hardcore questions, man.
Only
you are easy writing here, man.
Only we are reached out to every bar.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you're not reaching out to your counter bar, let's hear you. Good afternoon.
My name is Francis Morris. With some of us, we experience a lot of challenges with those lawyers because we're not informed about some of them when it comes to the material code and the starting code. You will see some lawyers around asking that they are lawyer, they can defend you in the court. But you pay your money to them. When you start going the case, that lawyer will just leave you there, and then the prosecution will just grab you and put you in jail.
Whether Councilor Sai can make a better precedent for the bar.
My question to the council,
Mhm.
you know, this thing I mean, about who you grew and well of it. Why we play different, you will bring
What difference?
release to with the common people,
Okay.
Let me.
all kind of loyal lives that just plugging all around the country.
Okay.
It's a very serious question.
Yeah, so
Let
let's
me.
talk for a while
Yeah.
now,
Let me.
and let's hear you
Yeah.
now. Yeah, Council, go ahead.
One of the on the platform of Councillor Sai has public education on judicial proceedings. I know what my brother is saying. It is correct, but in this country, to be called a lawyer, to practice law, it is a requirement that the Liberia National Bar Association gives every practicing lawyer a license. A license. There are many people who masquerade around here, maybe in the legal counties, who call themselves lawyers, but they are not licensed lawyers. So I want to appeal to our people that will form part of our our public educational platform. That when anybody comes to you and they profess to be a lawyer, please ask them for their lesson.
Okay.
Please ask them for their lesson. Because even our Councillor J. Augustine told, if I went in the courtroom there tomorrow, if my adversary found out that I have not renewed my lesson for 2024, he can challenge me right in that courtroom. And if I do not produce my lesson, the judge will be left with no other alternative but to disqualify me from that bar. So that is a procedure. Anybody cannot just wake up tomorrow morning and call themselves a lawyer. A lawyer meaning you have to be licensed by the Liberian National Bar to practice law. There are many people who masquerade in the leeward counties who never saw the door of the Louis Adolphe Grand School of Law or any other law school for that matter, but call themselves lawyers.
Okay.
And they exploit people.
Mm.
If you are a lawyer, if you are a licensed lawyer, a member of the Liberian National Bar, and somebody pay their money to you, and you fail to do that work, that person can have redress. Only, I'm a member of the Ethics and Grievance Committee of the Supreme Court. Just before I came here, the reason why I came a little bit late, we meet every Wednesday, the Grievance and Ethics Committee of the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
That's a body that the Supreme Court put together to investigate lawyers who engage in unethical practice of law.
Mm.
This body is not only comprised of lawyers. You have no lawyers. As a matter of fact, we have Kenneth Beck on that committee. You have Imam Adi Krai on that committee. You have Mr. Francis Dennis, the former president of BDR Bank, on that committee. Then we have a couple of lawyers, myself, Oscar Blow, Cyril Jones, and Pussy Bernard. So there is punishment for lawyers who ethically transgress.
Okay.
Once you do not do what you are supposed to do or what you are paid for to do, and if your client carry your complaint to the Chief Justice, the Chief Justice will send that complaint down to the Ethics and Grievance Committee, will investigate you, will recommend to the Supreme Court, and there are lawyers who, let's say, have been suspended for unethical behavior. So there's procedure. But we need to educate our people that if you met a lawyer who is licensed, and you hire his services and you pay him money for what you want him to do, if he doesn't do it, or he doesn't fulfill that obligation to you, you have a remedy.
Okay.
You can report that lawyer to the Supreme Court, to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice will send that complaint down to the Grievance and Ethics Committee of the Supreme Court, and that lawyer will be investigated. And come what may, if that lawyer misbehave, that lawyer going to pay so dearly for it.
Honor your administration of
it is ongoing, but it be in hands on that council side.
Great. Well, what is this concern about lawyers in the county? The caller who called from Grand Bassa County is all you just care about lawyers in Monserrato, yeah?
No, only every county has its local bar. I'm a member of the Grand Cru Bar.
The Grand Cru Bar.
I'm a member of the Grand Cru Bar.
Okay.
Councillor Saye is a member of the Grand Cru Bar.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he's a former president of the Grand Cru Bar. It was during its administration in 2012 that the Grand Cru Bar carried the whole Liberian National Bar Association to Grand Cru, Barclayville, under the leadership of then the late T.C. Gu. So every county has its local bar, and the Supreme Court encourages As a matter of fact, before our convention next week, all the local bars have been having their elections. They have been electing their leaders because the presidents of the various local bars will form the executive committee now of the LMBA as per our new constitution. As we speak, there is a meeting going on down with Team Sayo with some local bars president and members. So already as we speak, I should have been in that meeting, but I'm here.
Are you sure of this election for your candidate? I mean, sometimes the popular candidate don't win election, or maybe you think that it's going to outshine and come out good in the debate. Some say debate don't win election. Are you sure about this? That Saya is going to win this by elections?
Every lawyer wants somebody to give the bar a new direction, a new vision, a new principle. And every lawyer knows that among the three candidates, Councillor G. Wilfred Afretaye is the man to lead this bar to where we want to carry this bar. Every lawyer should vote for Taye. If you want to see our headquarters building making progress, you got to vote for Councillor Taye. If you want to see reform in the judiciary, you want the leadership to work with the judicial branch of government, you carry on the necessary reform, vote for Councillor Taye. If you want to see a program that will method young lawyers to make them progressive and courtroom lawyers, vote for Councillor Taye, because that is a strength. We need to method our new lawyers. If you want to get involved, the bar should get involved in civil education and public education, vote for Councillor Taye. If you want to see an enhanced legal aid program undertaken by the bar to provide free legal services for indigent clients, vote for Councillor Taye.
Wow. Great. So let's take a few more calls up. The election is next week. Well, he's still optimistic that his candidate, Saya, is going to win this by-election. Great. Let's pick a few more calls up. 07772859661.
077285961 are the numbers for you to call this afternoon. 077285961. For those of you who try calling, you can now place in your call. Good afternoon. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. But to tell our that's not a lawyer there. That sometimes when you go there, they freeze for you, they eat money, and sometimes your case you carry, they can't be able to issue your case. So what should be the next step?
Okay. Okay. All right. You should have responded. Please be audible, please. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
My name is this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Let me appreciate the well-learned council too. I want to ask the councilor, if a fully councilor signed with the election by his colleague, can one carry the good when it comes to the project of completing the Labrador Station project when you complete with the or not? Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's call it. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, well done on you. Good afternoon.
You're alive.
Okay, I'm Jeremiah Step of our calling to come to the round here. My question to the government is that we know that this is a country and anything provide that would draw all legal lawyers participating in this by election. But because of the bar, if the guy doesn't win, if he's willing to practice with other lawyers or give position.
Okay. What will be a position if your candidate don't win? Let's say go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'm calling for 77.
You're alive.
Yeah, I listened to the councilor, a big version of the Supreme Court people with cases.
Mm-hmm.
And soon it's people they are going to establish certain regional courts in some counties, and they say they are filing court where they do the court in court. We know that the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of justice. So my question to him is, Any case that will be carried to that, they never put that into the additional put. If they make a decision when they come out with putting, we will get the Supreme Court. That's what I want to know.
All right, thanks. So I'm going to hold you guys ready and get back to Councillor too. So you can respond to some of the callers.
Let me start with the last question.
Yeah.
No, if we are successful to establish these appellate courts, once the appellate court finish with a case, there will be no appeal to the Supreme Court again.
Okay.
This thing here work in other countries. It is only this country that one of the few countries in the world that every appeal case go to the Supreme Court. No, it is intended to decongest the docket of the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court meet 2 times a year, the March term and the October term, and how many cases can the Supreme Court hear in one term of court? If we hear all the cases from the 50 county circuits go to the Supreme Court on appeal, all the specialized courts go on appeal to the Supreme Court. It bloat out the Supreme Court agenda.
Okay.
So we want to decongest it. Let me address the issue of what Emma Hammer called from Kakata. Councillor Saye has a way that he want to develop to generate money to complete the bar headquarters. And how does he want to do it? I said earlier here that Councillor Saye going to discourage lawyers going to the bar headquarters to pay money to the treasurer or to the accountant. He will introduce, as he is inaugurated, as of 2025, all bar dues, project money, or whatsoever taxation that every lawyer is legally required to pay will be paid to a commercial bank. If we do that, the bank will see the money trail that comes from the bank. I mean, that comes from the bar. If, for example, we get about 400 lawyers, I'm a counselor of law. We get about 250 counselors of law. I pay $350 to the bar as my bar dues. So if you time 360 times 250 counselors of law, you know how much money will be going to that bank? Then you put the project money there, 250. So if you channel that money into that commercial bank, that bank will see the money trail. So if, take for example, if all the money that is connected by the LMBA is taken to UBA bank, and we get something close to about $4-5 million going to our account to UBA bank, you think if we want to UBA bank to credit $1 million to finish that project, they will not give it to us? They will give it to us because they know how much money coming from the bank into our account. Then we can use that account to service a loan to finish our work. We have a leadership that is coming to an end for the past 3 years. They have not done anything on the bar headquarters. The only reasonable work that was done was the work that was done by Councillor Tiawon Gonglo's administration. How can you have 3 years into leadership? Then the last 2 months in September, because the administration finished the end of this month. In September, the administration went and signed a contract of $121,000 obligating the Liberian National Bar to a contractor for the work at the bar headquarters. What did you wait for? What did you do for all the 3 years that you have to be in power? Why are we behaving that what other politicians are doing that we condemn it every day? We behaving that politicians who, when they are leaving office, it is a time that they sign contract to obligate the new government that come into power. But that will not work under Councillor Saye.
Okay, Councillor.
Councillor Saye is elected president of the Liberian National Bar Association. A comprehensive audit of this present administration of the bar will be carried on. We cannot be in the courtroom prosecuting people who misbehave, then we ourselves want to do the same thing. We cannot be prosecuting people who do not put system into place, then we are doing the same thing. That is wrong. That is why Councillor Saye want to give this bar a new direction, a new vision.
Thank you, Councillor. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by this afternoon. Thanks for passing through. Yeah, I think the message gone.
Okay, I want to say thank you to the Truth FM family for the opportunity afforded Team Saye, to my professional colleagues out there, lawyers who are qualified to vote in our coming elections, that if you want to see a new direction, if you don't want to see a court system in the leadership of the bar, if you want to see transparency, if you want to see accountability, if you want to see somebody who will pursue access to justice for our people, if you want to see somebody who want to work hard to cut down the trial period to a full Liberian access to justice in a short period of time, if you want to see appellate courts established throughout the Republic of Liberia, working with the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature to cut down the docket of the Supreme Court, give your vote to Councillor G. Wilfred Afresaye. You will never be disappointed. Liberian Bar will go on a new trajectory.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So I'm going off and on. I'm talking with some of the voters then. Yes. That's why you see me. I'm just going back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm making sure whether people going to actually go and vote in the back.
No, it's an election. Yeah. Everybody will have the opportunity. But I want to appeal to the
courts. They take campaign thing not wasting money, because normally when you see when campaign up, it can be easy, right?
No,
in every election, man.
When we lawyers, we are very careful what we do and how we do it.
Yeah, we are very careful.
Yeah, great. We don't want to see. We are law enforcers, and we prosecute or defend people who violate the law. We don't want nobody to come beyond for money laundering and all that kind of thing. Okay. So we are very careful what we do. But we run a clean campaign. We want to appeal to our colleagues to go to Ganta with open mind.
Okay.
And vote for the best candidate, of course, in this instance, Councillor G. Wilfred Afresaye, who will give the bar a new direction. Great. A direction of hope and survival.
Great.
It was a pleasure.
Yes, a pleasure. The next time, let's hope. I want to wish you the best of luck. Tell your candidate I'm wishing the best of luck. I don't have a voting right, but that's all I can do. I wish him the best of luck.
Oh, yes.
The candidate will come out tell us I wish him the best of luck.
Yes. Well, appreciate that, Odi.
In the midst of all the National Bar Association first.
Yes. National Bar Association first. That is why we want to get Councillor Wilfred Saye at the top of the Liberian National Bar.
That's by the result. The Bar Association first. Yes, the voice of Councillor Augustine, Jay Augustine to Ryan. Let's see, we're gonna go for a break. Let's go for a break. We'll come back. We'll bring on Ikena Phillips. Yes, as we'll talk about some powerhouse electricity in our country. Yes.
Sending money from person to person, that's free. Money make it for free. Money make it for free. Person to person, feet to feet. Orange money stays free of charge. You want send money to your friends, family, loved ones. You see orange money, there's no fees attached. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, killer way to get back. Watch this tiki, I'm all away from the child. I'm saying, tiki, I'm all away from the child. When you send money to your friends, you feel my car more, you want send.
What? I tell you, every day failing for car to go to the bank, then the traffic are not easy. By the time you reach the last, that will make you scared. Hey man, how was shopping for my children for the Christmas season?
You're here too hard. What can carry you to the bank again? You can get tired. Every day, bank, bank, bank. How much in your account set before you wasting transportation?
I know, eh? I just want you. I want to go shopping for my children for the season.
Why you need to go to the bank? You can pay right from your phone.
You, Lehana?
Well, I thought the last time I downloaded the EcoBank mobile app for you.
Yes, I still got it.
So you can use it. Go on the app and go to pay merchant. You can scan and pay for your goods. You can also buy LEC credit. You can pay your water bill. You can buy scratch card all right from your telephone.
I forgot, oh, I remember I used it to shop it at the supermarket before.
So you can use it again. It's also available at restaurants, boutiques, hotels, and even provision shops all over Liberia. Just make use of the EcoBank mobile app this Christmas season and avoid that stress of standing in a queue.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
All right, so welcome back to the program. Welcome back to the program this afternoon here on Truth 96.1. It is still of the nation here for you. Monday to Friday it comes on here, and at this time from 2:30 to 5 o'clock. So welcome to the founder settlement here on the program State of the Nation. As we said in our lineup, we talk about the former president arrival in the country from the opposition camp. Former president we had arrived late this afternoon, and we're also looking at the current Rickman Road at the Capitol building. And there are a lot of meetings taking place behind closed doors. So we know what happened the next few hours ahead of us. We know what's going to happen. Yeah, nobody knows what's going to happen. The pressure is too much. What are going to happen this week? Maybe there's for the speaker resignation. Who knows yet? What are going to happen next week? But tomorrow again, the guys it goes for section. What it comes from the majority block, what it comes from the speaker block. Tomorrow the budget is already in. So many things happening in the country. But someone said they wait on to see or the next for the next few hours from now to tomorrow morning to hear because of what they have been hearing in Conons on the speaker resignation. Whether this is going to happen. And so who next are they going to put that support beyond there? So our lawmakers we sent to represent us. They're making their decision though. I hope we are monitoring. They are making their decisions among themselves there. I hope we the people out here, I hope we are monitoring them. What impact in all these things what impact maybe moving speaker staying whatsoever, what impact is making on the life of the common people, how is running down in the level for the common people. Speaker stay, speaker move, the impact, the difference is going to make. Those are things that I want you guys out there to be looking at. They had this country for the past month. Yeah, we know everything just and there's nothing better running at the Capitol building when it comes to a regular section. We had two different groups there doing their own thing. So there we now. We are reached at this far. Tomorrow, we don't know what next happening ahead of us. Whether the speaker going to resign for now to tomorrow morning. That's the question I'm on the table. All right. So on the last segment for you this afternoon, we said we're going to bring on. I'm going to talk about the prospect of an LEC. Yeah. It's not easy. So we said, how can Liberia have a stable electricity? So the last segment we said we're going to talk a little bit about it, the prospect of LDC, and then we're going to bring on Ikinan I Felix. He's already on with me this afternoon on the program, State of the Nation. So let's see what we can just put him on and bring him on closer. Chief, I hope you get him in.
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Thank you. Welcome to State of the Nation again.
Well, thank you so much for having me this afternoon. Thank you to the entire team there at Truth FM. Greatly appreciate the opportunity to be on your show this afternoon to talk about something so vital, so critical to the nation's future development and economic progress and growth. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it is good to have you on such a very important discussion. And just how I got the information on the last segment of the program today. This is exactly what we're going to be talking about. And just unfortunately for me or what, I bounced into a video. I don't know what is guy working. I hope my team can try to put in the screen for me. I just bounced into a video where I saw a fellow being rushed to the hospital. And then he was carrying on construction work somewhere, or whether what exactly he was doing with the power line, whether it was on power theft. We don't know what happened there, but I just bounced into that video and I saw the guys trying to get him to the hospital. I said, wow, the final topic on our segment today on power theft, on the issue of stable current. Then I bounced into this one here. But it's good to have you on so we can talk about it this afternoon on State of the Nation. I know you're not streamed to this platform.
No, I'm not. I've been on your platform several times before, or several occasions before, with Christopher Saleh, great media man, and I appreciate him so much for the opportunity again today. So nice meeting you, O'Neill and Nansu.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah, that is wonderful. Are you getting feedback for me?
No, I'm not. I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you very loud and very clear.
So I think I'm the one getting the feedback here in studio. So I hope my production team can work on it. So to see how best we can try to get a better sound. But it's good to have you on again, as I said. So let's just go straight into our talking point on the last segment this afternoon. How can this country get a stable electricity? How can Liberia have a stable electric city? How can Liberians experience it? How can they enjoy it? Ikinan.
Well, first and foremost, I want to go right into the issue at hand. So right now, the president of Liberia, Joseph Yimabwaka, and his administration, they're about to take 100% ownership of everything that is going to take place with regard to the new management team that will be coming in, that he will be approving. They will be serving at his pleasure moving forward. So he will be taking full responsibility of the new management team that comes in at the Liberia Electricity Corporation. And what we have now is an opportunity to recalibrate and redirect with this new management team to solidify and to bring forth a set of solutions, practical solutions that will address the pressing need for energy 24/7, 365 in Liberia as it relates to reorganizing, restructuring, and redirecting priorities from the LEC perspective. Most importantly, I want to stress that energy, electricity is the foundation for this country's growth, development, and economic progress. If under this president's leadership, he cannot address this and tackle this big issue, this big problem, then we as a nation, we as a people will not be able to industrialize and create the jobs, attract the foreign investors. And most importantly, electricity is a national security issue. It is a major national security issue. Why? Because it's tied to the economy. It's tied to job creation. It's tied to, powering up the industries, the mining sector, and every sector of this country, of this economy. So that's why I've been continuing to drive this issue. When I served as the senior policy advisor for the Robert Morris campaign, where we ran a campaign for presidency in this country on this one solid issue, electricity. And here it is today, 1 year later, we're still discussing, talking about this one core issue, energy, electricity. So what I wanted to do today was to lend my voice in support of the new management team that will be selected by the president. But at the same time, there's some critical things that he has to do as it relates to selecting and choosing who the new management team will be, from the managing director to the DMDs for technical, finance, and operations, so forth and so on. It's so critical, it's so vital, it's so important. Over to you. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you, Mr. Ansu.
Are you getting me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Yes. So, you did talk about the new management. So I asked you when it comes to your own recommendation to this management, to this new management that will be coming in to take over. What will be some of your recommendations? Some of the things you have on plan.
Well, first and foremost, I strongly advise, recommend, suggest, and counsel the president in making his selection. From the managing director perspective, I strongly advise, recommend, and suggest that he selects someone who has worked in the institution, somebody who understands the operational and the administrative operations of the institution. Bringing somebody directly from the outside to oversee the public corporation, the Liberia Electricity Corporation, I don't think it will be a wise idea. It is strongly advised that you take someone who has worked in the institution, a project manager, a technical person, somebody who understands the layout of the company, and be able to build a cohesive team around that person. And then the DMDs can be other people who can come in with fresh and new ideas. Next, most importantly, is that these people who will be selected, they must be, it can't be strictly on CVs or resumes. We all know that artificial intelligence, you can sit down today with AI, with artificial intelligence, and you can have AI to write you a very, very comprehensive resume. So resumes and CVs at this time cannot be, and must not be, and should not be the single only thing that is a deciding factor in selecting someone. It is so important, so vital that the president and the board of directors, okay, along with his energy advisor, interview these people. Let these people, from the person who, one or two or three persons who will be vying for the managing director position, and those who are vying, the shortlisted ones for the DMD positions, they must come before the board. They must come before the board. They must come before the president and make their presentation. How will they address the dry season issue? What is their dry season strategy? Right now, we have an $18 million debt with CIE La Côte d'Ivoire. What is their strategy to get that debt paid? Next, we're right on the heels of dry season. What is your strategy to keep the power, the energy flowing in this country as it relates to Mount Coffee, the thermal plant, and CIE? What is your strategy? What is your plan? Okay, these are critical things. People need to present this. What is your strategy? What is your short, medium, and long-term strategy and plan as it relates to the cross-border grids? Okay, the cross-border grids in Ganta with Jungle Power. What are the plans? How can we expand that grid, add additional capacity on that grid? The cross-border grids in Zwedru to Total, the cross-border grids in the southeast, in Hapa, in Plebo. What is the strategy there? Because again, as you know, the southeast has a tremendous amount of natural resources, especially timber resources. So how is the energy infrastructure going to support that growth, that development, and expansion of the economy in the southeast? Here it is, we're on the heels of dry season. How do we address the issue of new capacity for LEC? So these candidates they have to present to the board of directors and including the Minister of Finance who sits on the board and the Minister of Mines and Energy who sits on the board, because energy is at the heart of Liberia's growth, development, and economic prosperity. Job creation is tied to energy and electricity. So this management team that will be appointed by the president, he is about to take 100% ownership of this management team. So everything that will be produced by this management team will be his direct responsibility. So it is not a small thing for us to just focus on everything else. Everything for the quality of life and job creation, attracting foreign investment, and the diaspora depends on energy, electricity. So it is so important. Even your company, Real TV, Real FM, Truth FM, what is your dry season strategy? The lack of electricity in your business affects how many people will be laid off in the dry season because the cost of running the station is going to increase. So what is your strategy there for the management? So it affects small, medium, and large Liberian business in a major way. So that's why this team must be one that must be held to a higher standard.
And they're also be looking at how can they work towards this whole power theft issue too, especially how can they work on it? What type of maybe power the people are really receiving? How are they getting it? The challenges sometimes to get it, the electricity it's so difficult in this country. Sometimes the challenges that come towards it in Kenya. So the Liberian want to do it the easy way, and just want to just far beyond the way if they feel that they will do it the shortest way. So what are some of the easier things they will put on table? The easier thing they will place on table that the common man out there were able to get power. Now, sometimes I'm not cutting you off. Sometimes
Go ahead.
Sometimes the people here sometimes receive most often it thinks of EDC responding your sense that is there is a power failure somewhere, somewhere maybe the current maybe it's not ready functioning actively, and they respond from EDC. And how soon will they respond to the people? Because it takes some time. It takes another 2-3 months. You hear that community transformer is down. You hear that place is off, and as soon the public notice that this thing start to happen to people, the next thing that they'll start finding means how to get powerful elsewhere.
Okay, so that very good point. So let's break that up into different parts so I'll be able to respond effectively and professionally. I'm an electrical engineer. I work in the energy sector, and the challenges of LEC, the challenges you see at LEC are not complicated challenges. Number one, you brought up the issue of power theft. Power theft must be properly and effectively and professionally defined from the industry perspective. Okay, what do I mean by that? Here it is, we have an $18 million bill as a nation, as a people. So if you get power from La Côte d'Ivoire through a contract, through an agreement, and you sell the power in your country through LEC to all of the different customers, and LEC collected money, and LEC did not pay the bill, is that not a definition of power theft? That is a definition of power theft, because here it is, they receive power, they receive electricity, they receive kilowatt hours from La Côte d'Ivoire under the terms of the agreement. They sold the power People bought the tokens. You were just running an advertisement for EcoBank application where you can buy your LEC tokens. So people have been buying their tokens. LEC have been on the receiving side of receiving that money, but they never paid the bill. So how do you define that? That is power theft. So should the people of this country go to LEC compound and arrest the CEO, the chairman of the board, and those people over there who did not pay the bill? That's power theft. It is power theft. Power theft is not limited to only the person who bypasses the meter. Power theft is an industry as defined by industries when you take power, you sell the power, you misuse the money, and you don't pay your debt. So again, this new management team coming in must come in with the understanding that paying the debt to La Côte d'Ivoire, okay, is something that's very vital. It's very vital because if you can't do that, then fundamentally you have bad credit and you can no longer borrow power or energy on that reputation, on that, because you now lack credibility with your supplier. It's a fundamental issue. It's a fundamental issue, and that's why this previous management has failed. Number two, an issue of incompetence. Okay. When you're running a power company, an energy company like the LEC, the number one thing you focus on is what? You cannot continue adding more customers if you cannot meet the generation needs. Okay. Every time you add customers, we call it increasing your demand. So LEC was the management team that's there, that's leaving, that's about to leave. They continue adding more customers, but guess what? The demand was not met, the supply was not increasing. And as a result, they were not even paying the bill. So that's a clear definition that Liberia as a nation and its power company were deeply, highly involved in what? In power.
So, Mr. Phillips, why you think that they can do in such area? That why you saying that about maybe they keep increasing when you know very well that you cannot provide the necessary service to the public or to the people, and you keep increasing because I don't know. We notice that when EDC or when the power go off, if you check in the city, if you take just do a round tour in the city, you'll notice that the entire city goes off. And to even find people, even put the machine on, is so difficult. So it almost like it tells NDC that the weight is on them, the population is high. So how can it work in such area?
Again, like I said, when you have incompetent leadership, incompetence is so expensive. And now we as a people, we as a nation are now paying for that level of incompetence, because here it is, we end up with an $18 million bill that we cannot even pay. But yet and still they collected money and nobody has there's no accountability as to where the money went. The LEC management cannot even produce or even submit a financial statement to say this is where the money went. They cannot even account for the money. So the new management team coming in has a major task ahead of them. That's why it's so critical. It's so important that the president, selects, appoints, or make a decision on the person who will become the managing director moving forward. Should be, must be, has to be, and can only be someone who has worked in this institution, who understands the operations of the institution, the administrative framework of the institution, somebody who's a project manager who has demonstrated effective project management within the institution over the past 3, 5, or 10 years, somebody who has a strong energy engineering background to really sit down with the team and say, look, guys, we've got to get this thing done. Number two, you need that team to present to the board of directors and the president. Why? Because you want them from day one of their appointment when they take positions. There must be a practical, active, real, ready to put into effect plan to meet with the CIE management team, okay, and figure out how to get this debt paid so that we can get additional capacity, 50, 60, or 70 megawatts. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? Because Mount Coffee does not have a reservoir to store water for the dry season. So Mount Coffee has 4 turbines, 20 megawatts per turbine. That's 80 megawatts. We are going to be at a deficit. Remember, a deficit of what? Of 60 megawatts. So we will be down to water only flowing to run 1 turbine. So where are we going to get the extra 60 megawatts from to keep this economy moving when we already know the total demand, as spoken by the CEO, chairman of the board, multiple positions, one person saying that the demand is 100 megawatts. So where's the additional capacity coming from? The thermal plant, if we import the fuel, the diesel, the HFO to run the thermal plant, the cost of generation is very, very high.
Yeah.
The cost of power coming from La Côte d'Ivoire allows LEC to be very, very profitable. But now here it is. We haven't paid the debt. So how do you then go back to La Côte d'Ivoire to sit down and negotiate a deal?
And you think they're raising that money? You think they're raising money there?
Yeah. So again, this is my point. Because if you go to the LEC website right now, as you're sitting at your computer, LEC would tell you that they have over 200,000 customers. So if 200,000 customers are paying you on an average of $40 per month, you do the math. LEC is collecting in excess of $5 to $6 million a month. But the question is, where is the money going? Where is the money going? There has to be some fundamental changes within this institution with this new management team coming in. Power theft let's talk about power theft some more. You talked about it. The issue is we have to decentralize LEC. This new management team must come in to decentralize LEC because, as you rightly said, their response is poor. Their response is delayed. Their response takes too long to address and to rectify problems. So that's the reason why this new management team must come in with a clear plan and strategy to decentralize LEC, number one. Number two, bring in Liberian third-party contractors and put them in designated areas where they will be able to respond to those issues. Number three, make sure some of the services within LEC doesn't have to be run and operated by LEC. There are small Liberian companies, medium-sized Liberian companies, customer service businesses who can take on that load to make LEC more efficient and reduce the operating costs of LEC. So this management team needs to be competent, they need to be capable, and they need to have the understanding of how important energy is to the growth, development, and economic progress of this country. If that decision is not...
Do we need another expert from outside again?
No. There's not a need for expert. Liberia has a lot of engineers, a lot of competent people. What Liberia lacks is a plan. We don't have a plan. Fundamentally, there's not a plan. If we had a plan, energy is not a complicated business. It's not a complicated industry. It's straightforward. It is straightforward. There is no need to bring a whole bunch of expats in. No, Liberia, we just had graduations. Liberia has we just graduated from LOIC, BWI, Stella Maris, Don Bosco.
So many vocational schools.
So many different Liberian, the engineers are there. But where is the plan? There is not a plan. And that's why it is not just it's not just an issue of appointing people to positions. Okay. On my next point, the compensation plan. Let's go to the compensation plan. Not so much of salaries, but the compensation. The president has to lead on this issue, that this new management team from the MD to the DMDs, all of them coming in, they must sign a compensation plan that is based on performance, deliverables with key performance indexes. There must be quarterly review of their plan and their strategy and their deliverables, so that you don't want people coming into positions and just sitting there and collecting $5,000 or $10,000 and be happy that they got a big job in Liberia. That has to stop. It has to be a performance-based compensation plan with clear targets, clear goals, clear agenda, clear KPIs that they have to meet every 30 days, every 60 days, every 90 days for review. And then your compensation kicks in. If you meet 25% of your goals, you get 25% of your compensation. If you meet 50% of your goals and objectives, you only get 50%. This idea of paying people 100% of compensation with no deliverables, no performance, no tangible results has got us to where we are. So on the issue of energy, the president has to lead because his arrest agenda is directly dependent and tied to energy, to electricity. Look at the national budget. The Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, who sits on the board of directors at LEC. Look at what he said on yesterday, giving the core revenue of $833 million. It came from domestic collections. Just imagine if we had a 24-hour economy powered up by electricity in the Southeast, in Bum County, in Nimba County, and in Montserrat. Imagine how much more revenue collection we could become. Our revenue collection could be in excess. We could have a what? We could have a budget surplus. We could have a surplus because energy, electricity drives it. It drives the economy. So that's why it's important the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, who sits on the board, has to be one of those people who advises the president and says, Mr. President, this management team, my success, your success is tied to this. It's tied to this. Look at the mining sector. Mittal Steel spends a tremendous amount of money every month on what? On hauling diesel fuel to run the 10 megawatt power plant in Yekepa and Buchanan. If that money was being paid to the LEC for energy, imagine how many more jobs and how much more the mining sector could be industrialized as a result of good leadership, competent and knowledgeable leadership at the LEC. So energy, electricity is core to the president's agenda, is core to the president's success, and is key to the successful growth and prosperity of Liberia. So, I mean, this new management team, the president has to make the right choices and the right decisions because he's going to own this. He's going to own this, and it's going to be his decision, his choices, and everything that comes out of this decision, he's going to be held responsible and accountable for it.
That's so wonderful, folks. You are listening to State of the Nation here on Truth 96.1. On the last segment here, we are looking at the prospect of LDC. How can we experience, I guess, stable electricity? So we just look at it generally and have it been live on the program this afternoon. His known expert, Felix, he's live this afternoon on the program. I gave him some points, some idea, especially with the new leadership that coming in to take over at the Liberia Electricity Corporation, the LEC. So, folks, let me see the time. We still have more time, Mr. Felix, so we can keep flowing. Maybe up to our time back here, 4:50, before I then try to make it in the activity with the public. One thing you raised again about the compensation. Again, you always have people. That's why you said at the back who doing the job. We don't need to go get people from out. We don't need to go outside to get people from outside. We have people here. We have a lot of vocational schools. People graduating with, you understand me, going through the various system, engineering when it comes to power and other stuff. They are going through the various process, electricity. But people who always doing the job when it comes to the compensation, that's what you said again. They're always at the back. They're always taking the low one. And because we feel that this person from we get this person from Nigeria, we get this person from Ghana. It's not disrespect though, but it's very necessary that we're able to promote and bring our own people in front. Because the what Mr. Felix said, you cannot have people graduating here, people going to vocational schools and the electricity and other stuff, bring it into the system. Guess what, Liberians? They respond team for the LDC. Very, very slow the poll. They respond. I don't know what they don't have a response team. You hear there's a problem somewhere from LEC. Like now, as I'm speaking to you, Mr. Philip, now as I'm speaking to you, there's a problem. Should be in one of the community around here. You see that pole 40. The pole is 40. They have called on LEC, I don't know, several times for the past 4-5 months. If that pole having to fall or what, all those that are on that line, you know the next place they're going here. The next place they head, you don't know. So they are calling.
Because the issue, the point here is this. The point here is this. When you politicize, and that's how we got to where we are today. We got to where we are today because of politics. We politicize energy, electricity. Okay, and I'll prove it to you. So before the war, we had the Mount Coffee Dam, and before the war, we always had rainy season and dry season. Fundamentally, from the design and the conception and the construction of the Mount Coffee Dam, Mount Coffee has never had a reservoir. It's always been what we call a run of the river. The water passes right underneath it, takes the turbines. Depending on the water level, the turbines will turn. So we've always had that. Okay, so 1990, okay, the war comes and everything gets destroyed, including the Mount Coffee Hydro Dam. Okay, the Millennium Compact through USAID, the US government comes and brings us a bunch of money to rebuild, to reconstruct, rebuild, rehabilitate the Mount Coffee Dam. And what do? We build, right? We rebuild the exact same thing. The only thing we did was we increased the capacity. We went to 80 megawatts. We went to 4 turbines. But then what did we do? We built the exact same thing without a reservoir, run of the river. So how would you go and rebuild the same thing that was giving you a problem before? It's incompetence. Fundamentally, it's incompetence. So you had all the wrong people all the wrong people in all the right places. And what did you expect? They all made the wrong decisions and wrong choices. And that's how we got to where we are today. So, again, the president at this time, he needs to make a strong, knowledgeable decision. The new MD should be someone who has worked in this institution, demonstrated clear leadership in project management, technical engineering background, being able to manage that team. The incoming DMD for operations and technical and finance and whatever the case is, those people can be, insiders, outsiders, whatever the case is. But the leadership there is important to also come up with the first 100-day strategy. What is going to be the nation's dry season strategy? The National Security Advisor, who's the one who oversees the entire joint security apparatus, he has to be also concerned, because lighting up this city is important, because it's an aspect and a very vital part of national security. The Minister of Mines and Energy, who sits on the board of directors, he has to also put his best foot forward, because until the mining sector is industrialized, you're not going to create more jobs and increase the value of what you export to gain more taxes. So this is something that is core. It is fundamental. It is so critical to our prosperity, our growth. Last but not least, here it is. We talk about HPX coming to invest. How are we going to meet the energy and the power needs for HPX? How are we going to meet the pelletizing needs for energy for Mittal Steel? How are we going to meet the needs for the diaspora who wants to come and invest in this country? Energy is at the core. That's why putting the right team together is so vital, is so critical. The board of directors, how can you have a non-technical board overseeing a technical company? There's not one engineer that sits on the board, but the board is going to make engineering decisions over a technical company. Now, what do you honestly expect to come out of that? So again, the president needs to make some fundamental core changes moving forward, because he is going to own this. This cannot be the previous administration's responsibility. So all I do is to lend my voice to this. And if anyone, all of the new leadership people coming into whoever there will be at LEC, I just want to let everybody know, I am not going anywhere. I'm going to raise my voice, continue to beat on this energy issue, and we will make sure that the KPIs, their deliverables, everything will be in the open, and we will make sure that this country will be energy independent in a couple of
Okay,
years. We'll have
that's
a
what we're
24
putting that.
city. Yes. Thank you so much.
It's so great. Before I get to the line, let me just get to Patrick now quickly. He's finding us live on Real TV. Page asking this question. He said that he said thanks firstly to Mr. Finney for always stopping by, providing and educating also the government too about energy. But can you still what's the new management? What should be the first 100 or 150 days plans for the new management team towards driving the sector in a positive direction? Before I go to the line.
Again, like I said, first and foremost, the president needs to select the best person, right person who is from that institution, who knows the layout of the land of the institution as the MD. Number two, that leader and that team must come together quickly, expeditiously with the board to put together a team to get into La Cote d'Ivoire to talk to the CIE with a plan as to how to pay down that debt so we can get additional capacity, because dry season is almost here. You get my point. Dry season is almost here. The water levels are going to go low. Power demand will always go up. So again, the next thing is that team needs to be proactive on the ground to decentralize the institution so that we can respond to all of the issues and challenges from the operational perspective.
We are looking at the prospect of an LEC, folks. For those of you monitoring us on State of the Nation, call 9 on 0777 285961. Add the numbers for you to call 0777 285961. Call and be live on Truth FM, State of the Nation, 0777 285961. We are looking at the prospect of an LEC and in terms of stable electricity and power theft, the new management coming in, what can they do? Even further the discussion, you can have your say on 0777 285961 and be live here on State of the Nation the program this evening. Yeah, so Mr. Philip, you can go ahead while we still wait on the callers.
Yeah, and again, I mean, one of the things that the new management team has to do, should do, and must do is to bring in small Liberian what we call third-party contractors, so that they can help to support the operational aspect of LEC. Let's say, for example, there should be small Liberian contractors who would take responsibility for, let's just say, Banade Estate, for example. So that geographical area, the contractor stays in that area. He has his pickup trucks, his third-party contractor, his linemen, and their job, their responsibility, and their KPIs or deliverables are tied to maintaining the grid and all the new connections within that geography. Okay.
Okay.
And the same thing. Okay, moving forward.
Let's talk to the caller. Hello, you're live. Go ahead. Hello. Okay, so caller, go ahead. You're live. Hello.
You have stable power and people you don't have power there. If it is.
Mr. Phil, I hope you are getting the caller.
I'm listening.
You getting the caller?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, caller. Go ahead. Okay, we lost that caller. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, let's say so. Go ahead.
I think they still get the mobile phone for a level of the regulation. I think the major area which interests was which for me is the issue of the decentralizing the response aspect of LEC. The one that is like is actually is causing most harm, is causing most when it comes to power theft issues. Because if you have problem now with your electricity, you call the customer service to respond to you. You will call maybe for a week or two. You will not get nobody to come to you to respond to you. In case you have means of getting another person, there are a lot of contractors, there are a lot of clinics, honestly. There are a lot of people who graduated, there are a lot of electricians who are around. So if they get this information, they call them, or you come and solve the problem. So what if there is another electrician is closer to you that can respond to you? Why they put you on direct for you to get power, the issue that you should get power. So let everything make sure they work on the response aspect of the entity. Really respond to the customer.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. You're live. Let's say go ahead. Yes, sir. You're live.
So, Mr. Kelly, you know what? When going somewhere, you call it. Why do we take you call like the president, the caller said, you will take the call.
I don't think they call police now. Does it? Okay, let's pick our last caller right here. Yeah, thank you. Caller, let's say go ahead. Yes, sir.
What a previous caller was just saying, and movie style, what they very important to study kind of people that we in the MPJ that we in every year. If previous caller, how they call it, the video case is serving as maybe as the president of that entity or the chairperson of that entity, I'm very sure that entity will go forward in this country and there will be enough energy supply in this country. I was speaking to you currently. I'm a contractor. I'm a trained electrician from graduated from Guinea on a UNCRO-GDZ, and I'm currently here. But I'm not in trouble with everything. But I'm a linesman. But we only go on contracts from one place to one end to another. So if I receive call from the customers to go and solve their problem, why they say they call it management, the management or the customer service team, they don't respond, and I'm in the community, I receive call from the customers, I will definitely go and solve the problem.
You can go solve that problem, or you can go take it from line 1 to line 2. Which one?
No. Solve the problem. There are a lot of small problems that are very easy to solve, but customers will suffer to get them solved. For instance, customers want to recharge their meter, and they try to recharge, they're not going to. Try to recharge, they're not going to. Sometimes you have to call it, it can be a very simple problem. You first have to go and pause the breaker. Maybe that just is off, or maybe that breaker trick, and the meter is on, but then they try to recharge, they not know. They try to recharge, they not know. You have to go and open the meter, the paper glass. You have to go and open the meter. Therefore, they put the breaker back on. You put the breaker in, they will go through. But then the customer service, the customer say, oh, and what, they're not getting to come and solve the problem.
Okay.
Maybe it's some of us that know about that issue to solve it. Because any electrician, the person go and put down that they themselves know, their children could know electricity aspect, they get a little idea on it. They'll put themselves on that for them to get problem, to get their problem solved and get energy.
Okay, guys.
It's responding. Every community should be having a response team there. You should have a little office there for people to be responding. As soon as customer ready to get to that office there, they come and get their problem solved.
Thank you. Thanks so much for calling. Thanks to all the callers. Indeed, when I get back to Mr. Filino time, you listen to the callers. I think we are all on the scene. Yeah, who on the scene, Pavo. Yeah, is there another thing maybe you want to just talk about before we wrap up?
In response to what the callers talked about, the callers basically validated my point. LEC needs to be decentralized from the operational perspective. All of the major load areas from Duazon to VP Road, all the way to Matadi Estate, New Matadi, Old Matadi, FE, Stephen Tuba Estate, Banove Estate, Douala, Caldwell, all of these areas need to be broken up, and third-party contractors be the ones to manage these areas and hold them accountable for connections. Number two, the supply of meters need to be decentralized through a strategic plan so that consumers will have access to the meters whenever they need it. They don't have to come all the way to Waterside LEC office to get a meter. But again, there has to be competence, there has to be knowledge in the sector, in the industry, so that we can move this energy sector forward, which is at the foundation of our growth and prosperity as a nation, as a people. And again, the president is going to be making his decision. I strongly advise, suggest, recommend, and counsel him on this matter. Select someone from within LEC to be the new managing director who has demonstrated leadership and working within the company from the project management and technical perspective. I strongly recommend that you put an engineer on the board of directors and add some technical competence and know-how and knowledge onto the board of directors. And again, the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning and the Minister of Mines and Energy must play an active role in making sure that these applicants sit down with the board and the president and make a full presentation on what their strategy and their plans will be as it relates to paying the CIE bill, the dry season strategy, the first 100-day plan, address decentralization. Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah, thanks so much again to you for coming on. Like one of our regular follower on the Facebook on Real TV page here. Thanks for always stopping by, for providing information, also educating our people. And always good to have you on. Yeah, I don't know. When again, is it going to be on next Wednesday?
Well, I believe that the decision will be made when the president comes back from his four-day trip to Sierra Leone, to Freetown. But again, I mean, he has to make a very, very keen, sharp decision under the advisement of the chairman of the board, Councilor Emmanuel Tule, the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, Minister Gaffroy, and the Minister of Mines and Energy, Mr. Pay. So I think, all of them are on board on this thing. And again, the compensation plan cannot just be free salary, but it must be tied to deliverables and key performance indexes with a plan, with a strategy, and to make sure that they transform the energy sector so that this economy can grow and meet and support his arrest agenda. If that is not done, it's going to be a hard and long and bad and terrible dry season.
Okay, thanks so much. Thanks, Mr. Ikina Felix. Thanks this afternoon for stopping by here on State of the Nation. It was good having you on.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Wonderful, folks. The program is State of the Nation. We are taking a regular midweek break, leaving on a Wednesday edition. Thanks to O'Neill and Summer Roberts, who was here with me. And thanks also to Christopher Sadi. Also, he joined us earlier on when the program started. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to the guys from the Bar Association. Thanks to Councilor Toll, who also made a stop on our first segment. State of the Nation return tomorrow the afternoon again at 2:30. My name is Ansu. Do have yourself a wonderful and a great midweek for the Road.
Oh, Latifa's president, second of development. Oh, my black president, only 4 years.
Orange Money. Experience our quality financial services. Sending money from Orange Money to Orange Money that are free, including all the transactions you do Orange Money. They're not taking one thing from there. That when you go with your money, they will take 1%. I tell you, I say Orange Money that all